Live.
Okay, morning.
Morning. Welcome, everybody, to Beards on the Street. We've got a really special guest today.
Jennifer Morris edition.
Jennifer Morris.
Thank
How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. I'm just missing my beard. I didn't show
That's
up
right.
with one.
Well, you know what? Just because it's called Beards on the Street doesn't mean you have to have one.
Okay, good.
Right?
I don't plan to get one of those.
We both have plenty for everybody.
Okay.
That's right.
Awesome.
Right.
So how you been, Aaron?
Been really good. Been a really good week.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been a fun one. We had a closing. Got one of our clients in this week
And got a referral.
and got a referral, 2 referrals.
2.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. So really appreciate our friends, Casey. Appreciate your call last night and excited about the referral.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. So put on my yakety hat here for a second. You guys all remember last week I was so stinking excited about going to the Larkin Poe concert. Postponed.
we were leaving the office. It was like 5:00, planning on heading on out, and we looked for the address and we saw it was postponed.
Yeah, so irritated.
Yeah,
Bummer.
yeah.
But it gets even worse.
Okay.
So they've rescheduled the Larkin Poe concert.
Okay.
Take a stab of when they rescheduled it for. Like this month, the very worst night.
My
Super Bowl
birthday?
Sunday.
Valentine's Day night.
Really?
What the freaking hell, dude?
I thought you were.
There's no chance.
I thought
I got no
another,
chance.
I thought another F word was coming,
You've
but
got
you're
2
being
weeks
careful.
to get
aren't
her
you?
on board.
Like seriously. How
What kind of a salesman are you?
I was gonna
What
say,
kind of a
you
salesman
gotta
are
step
you?
up your sales
Yeah,
skills.
but you know what? I mean, number one, this is my anniversary month. So we were married last year,
That's
2/22/22. So I got that coming up, which is awesome. But freaking Valentine's night.
You know what day that is? Aaron's birthday eve.
Oh, Mr. 1-5.
Nice.
1/5.
15th?
No. Your anniversary is my birthday eve.
Oh. Well.
Make it about me.
So Mr. 2-3.
Yes.
Very cool. So anyways, yeah, I'm just kind of irritated and bummed about
Every
that whole
time
thing.
she's in the car, you turn on
Larkin
Larkin
Poe.
Poe.
Yeah.
It's on in the house when you wake up
It's
in the
called
morning.
negotiation.
Well, it is. And I don't know quite yet. I mean, she probably knows, but I don't know quite yet if where we're going to dinner and what's going on that front. So,
You better get knowing.
well, I think it's been scheduled, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, got it.
So I probably should get knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to my wife. She's actually taking a test this morning for her medical assistance license.
Oh, good for her. My
So,
daughter just did that.
yeah.
Good for her.
It's like a freaking 3 or 4 hour
Yeah,
thing he's
it's a
got to do,
doozy.
and it's a doozy. And so, baby, I know you're not watching this, but I'm sending you lots of love and lots of positive.
She'll do great.
She'll do
pass
great.
with
She
flying
really will.
colors.
Yeah,
She really will.
she's been studying her butt off.
Good for her. That's awesome.
So, anyways, good week. We had a pretty productive week, dude.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been way productive.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we've got next. Oh, by the way, next Thursday, is that the 11th?
No, it's the 9th.
Oh, it's the 9th. Okay, perfect. Because I was just worried that was going to conflict with our new plan to do our open house
It works.
party.
It still works perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've decided that every single client that we have, Jen, that once we close them, we're going to throw a party for them at their home and get them to invite over all of their family and friends and anybody they want, so they can have everybody come over and wish them, well with the brand new house.
Nice.
And we're going to go out and knock the neighborhood before, and also invite all the neighbors so they can meet as many of their neighbors that
Oh
will
my
show up.
gosh, that is genius.
Tell me that's not
So,
awesome.
That is genius, truly.
So that's our new protocol for every single client.
Fantastic. Look at that. You guys have a lot of good things coming to you.
We do.
Get out there,
You
get
know,
your back.
we do. Well, let's get right into it. So Jen, Jen is the wife and also the proprietor, and I don't even know your position. Spit it out.
I'm a marketer for Inspiro
Okay.
Mortgage. That's my title.
Jen, the closing was with you guys as well.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
and it went
Miss Inspiro.
went without a hitch. It
Yeah.
was,
Fantastic.
it was
I'd love
incredible.
to hear
Cynthia did a fantastic
she's so
job.
great.
Yep,
She's
she's
great.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was awesome.
But Jen is also happens to be the wife of our boss.
I am. Yes, George Morris.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Love George.
Yeah. He's
The dude has so much knowledge,
yeah, he does. Been in it a long time.
and he's younger than me. What is up with that?
He just started.
He
a
needs to
little
start
earlier.
respecting his freaking elders.
That's right.
So, anyways, Jen has written a book, guys. No kidding. That just came out. Very, very special book. I did read it, and as you know, I have kind of a soft heart for this because of certain circumstances with my grandson.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us about it? Just kind of give our audience and give everybody a little insight of what made you come up with this and write it and kind of where you're at.
Okay. You know, Inspiro may be my day job, but this is my mission. You know, I think we all want to find out what our mission is in life, and this is definitely what it is. So, a little background of my story. When I was 5 years old, my mother had died from suicide. And with that, I walked away with a meaning of I'm not enough.
Got it.
Because I'm obviously not enough to be able to keep the one person who is my lifeline alive. And, you know, I became closer with my father. However, he was an alcoholic and actually died of liver cirrhosis when I was 25. But there
Wow.
was an instance where I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I went downstairs because the television was on, and I was watching him, and he was so drunk he could hardly turn off the television. And I just remember standing there looking at him, and the meaning that I took away from that at that time was I have no one to take care of me, no one. And so not only am I not enough, I now have no one to take care of me. So,
Plus all the guilt feelings that you've had since you were 5.
right. So you live a life with that, but you know, unfortunately, life catches up to you in the meanings that you give it.
Yes,
And
it can.
So going through a lot of self-work with therapists, with self-work, self-love, learning how to love myself, and teaching myself that I am enough, I was able to, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm healed because I think we heal ourselves every day. It's a constant
Right.
practice, right? But through that, I was able to write this book and give back. So the premise of the book, it's a children's book. It's written like a Dr. Seuss. It rhymes. It's written for the intention of a children understanding the words. However, it is a story of Jenny's mother teaching her what love is. And that love will always stay with you. We are always connected by love, even if someone passes away. So in the book, there's this bunny that Jenny loves so much. And she doesn't understand why she really likes this bunny. And so her mother uses the bunny as a tool to teach her, well, let me take this bunny away. Do you still have those feelings for this bunny? And she said, well, of course. And she said, well, that's what love is. Whether we are together or apart, whether you are with your bunny or not, love will always be with you. And
Amen.
so she's foreshadowing in the book that she dies. And in the book, she does die. And then Jenny's able to take her bunny, go down to the ocean, and she recalls the lessons that her mother has given her. And so she knows that her mother will always be with her. And living the life that I live now, you know, my story before was I'm not good enough to keep my mother alive, to now I've changed my story to one of I feel guided by a loving mother every day.
Yep.
And that's a different life. When you change your story, it just creates a different life.
That's amazing. It's a great book. Why don't you tell these guys where they can get a copy of this if they want one?
There's a link on Amazon. It's on Amazon. I will be
Okay.
with you always. Or on my Instagram, you can go onto my website. There is a link on my website. My website is loveconnectsus.com.
Very cool.
Gives a little bit of my history and my story on there as well. You can just go on Amazon and buy it.
Love it.
Jen, I know you. I feel like I know you pretty well. I've been around for a bit.
Yeah.
And I've got. I mean, your husband's like next to my dad, probably the most influential person in my life. And you keep repeating love, and I would say that's who I see you as.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think looking at your kids and looking at your family, you've done that and you've provided that for all of them.
That's kind. Well, it's something that I've definitely learned to do. I think it's feeling happiness and being able to love yourself. It's a skill. It's not something that comes easily to people, especially when they've had trauma. And we've all had trauma in our lives,
Right.
in one form or another. Your childhood, your adulthood, we will go through trauma. But if you can learn to love yourself, then you're able to give that love away to someone else.
That's amazing.
So thank you.
What a great message.
So what's your vision with getting this out there? What's your intention with it? How it's going to impact people? I'd love to hear about where we're going with that.
It is I have a crazy big audacious goal that always kind of puts butterflies in my stomach when I say it. But my goal is to bring love and comfort to 100 million people
Okay.
through the book.
Amazing.
Through the book.
Wow.
So that's just.
Well, we're doing
my
our
mission.
little part.
You are, and I'm so grateful. This is my first podcast.
It's
so I'm
probably a
so
really small
grateful.
part.
Thank you, thank you. It's a big part, huge, guys. It's huge. So thank you. You're helping with that mission as well. And anyone who gets the book, I just say, just please pay it forward to someone who is maybe needing to change their story, have a different perception on death. We feel very lonely when that happens.
Right.
And to know that
Or
they're still
guilty,
with us.
in your case.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, tell me, what is your favorite thing about you?
My favorite thing about me, you know what I have learned to do, and this is really one of the first steps I took when I was learning how to love myself. I love to meditate.
Really?
And I'm getting really good at it. Yeah, and it's something that I start my day with every morning, and it will set up my day. I always say it puts me in charge of my day. It doesn't put my day in charge of me.
Interesting.
It is just.
Do you have a modality or a type of meditation that you practice?
It's interesting. I've gone through different ones. I've had personal meditations given to me. I've listened to Deepak Chopra, which has some great ones. And the one that I have now is actually one that George sent me. It's just some music with some sound bowls. And for some reason, I feel like I go into a hypnotic state.
Wow.
For
Will
20
you share that
minutes.
with me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I would love
It's
that.
amazing. It's amazing.
I would
So
love
I
that.
just listen to that, set my timer for 20 minutes. I sit in the same chair, I wrap in the same blanket, and I'm out.
Wow.
Wow.
But they say, well, I can't meditate. My mind's going so crazy. Meditation is a skill as well.
Right.
This has taken me years to get to the point where I could do it, and I still feel my mind coming in. But what I find that all of the benefits happen after, during the day, synchronicities, people I'm running into, people from across the room. Did you write a book? What is it about? Oh, my father died when I was 9 years old. I need this book.
Wow.
People being, just being drawn to you, or you're being drawn to someone else. It's those little whispers that we hear all day that we sometimes say, oh, that whispered to me this morning. I should have followed that. But you're more in tune with them. You can act on them. And it just gives you a sense of peace and calm.
I have to honestly say that spending 20 minutes with me by myself, just me, that's scary.
It can be really scary. But it's really
And I make fun of it, but I mean, literally, it's probably something I should definitely work on. It's like you said, you've been working on it for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, trying to silence my mind, good luck.
The strongest experience I've had meditating was at Tony.
Oh, yes.
Oh, just recently.
No. No, this was back in Florida, like 19, I think.
Oh, okay.
And Master Co came in and he was guiding some meditation, and he did this exercise where he counted, and then he'd have you go into the in between. I don't know if you remember that. Well,
Yes.
but he did it. It just felt like moments.
In between what?
In between the numbers, 3, 2, and he calmly, like it was hypnotic the way he did it, I think. But he did one, and there was a pause, and he started talking. And he goes, "You know how long? Anybody have a clue how long that was?" It was like 8 minutes of
Yeah.
out, like,
Yes.
but it wasn't out. It was a your consciousness was in a different place.
But what were you thinking about?
It wasn't it wasn't think you weren't. You literally you went into you went into some space. The closest thing I've had was the closest thing to it was psychedelics for me. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
Wow.
It was the most incredible, and it got done, and I was like, "Can we do it again?"
Yeah, it was amazing. I was one of
Do it
those as
again.
well. It's time really gets warped in meditation.
But there's a
When you're in
place. But there's a
deep
place.
meditation.
There's a place emotionally and like spiritually, and I mean, it's so enriching. It's weird. I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I know you want to go do ayahuasca somewhere,
do.
sometime, some way.
I do. I'm going to. This year is happening this summer. By the summer, I will be there. I'll do it.
I've known some friends that have done that, and it doesn't sound to me like a very inviting experience.
Oh, well. Start with meditation.
I mean, all the getting sick and the throwing up and the
Oh, yeah.
all that. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that part either, but it's the rest that I'm drawn to. So I have some questions.
Yes.
I know the mom you are.
We know her daughter. She works here as well, and we love her.
Yes.
And congratulations, Grandma.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very excited.
Yes.
Very excited.
So awesome.
Yeah, we
yes,
are
that's
really
so
excited.
incredible.
I keep
First
going up and
grandbaby.
just checking on her. How you doing?
I know, me too. Yes.
What do you want your kids to know? I mean, your life, how you live, how you operate. What do you hope your kids can hold on to with the mom you are?
You know, one thing that I always taught them when they were younger that I hope, and they do this, but this was always really important for me, is I said, you know, you don't need to be best friends with everyone, but you do need to be kind to everyone. I don't care who your friends with.
Great
But
advice.
you better be kind. And I don't want to hear, you know, and if there was, you know, kids are kids and they do dumb things. And I would always say, okay, we'll get a treat. You're going to write this note. And we would show up on their doorstep.
Wow.
And I'm like, you're going to say you are sorry. Because
Wow.
we do not treat people like that.
Wow.
And, you know, we all have, you know, George has a great saying. He said, treat people that you see with kindness, because 50% of the time they're going through the worst time of their life.
Yeah. That's the whole walk in their shoes.
Yeah, you never know.
Nope.
People I've even come across and had conversations with, I'm like, I had no idea you were struggling with this. I had no idea.
Someone's
had
treating
this
you
going
poorly.
on."
It's actually there's a bigger indication that they're struggling than the way they're treating you.
Right.
You know,
Right,
there's a
for
guy
sure.
out there, his name's Joe, and I don't know his last name. He's from the islands. And a few years back, it just hit me so right in the face. But this dude's I think he had gone and dropped his kids off at school, and he was headed back home. And this person was going to commit suicide, was up on a bridge. And this dude stopped and went over and just had a conversation with him and talked him literally off the edge.
Wow.
And started a great friendship with that person. And so Joe, I don't if you see this out there, buddy, I'm in your corner, dude. You're a stud.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never really do know what people are dealing with. You know, I mean, let's face it, we're all pretty good at putting on a front.
Sure.
When inside you're crumbling.
Right. Well, and I think that's my belief. It may be skewed, but this is in my book of life, Jen's version, is I think our traumas are our purpose in life. For this to happen to me, for me to work through it, this book wouldn't be here.
Right.
I wouldn't be in the place that I am if I hadn't done my work, my healing work on me. And because now I have such a drive to want to bring comfort and love to other people, I wouldn't be there if I didn't work
Right.
through what I had.
Well, look what
happen
you're
to me.
giving. That's amazing.
And I think that's what we're all supposed to be doing.
Yes.
We're here to go through experiences, learn from them, and then share with other people. Now, that doesn't mean we gaslight them with our problems or anything like that.
Right.
But you know what? Just to be able to sit with someone and be in that moment for them and know that you're there for support. And I'm here. I love you. I think some of the hardest things, we all want to help. I think we're just made to want to help some people. And sometimes we feel like we have to say the right thing, we have to do the right thing. But sometimes just being with them and even saying the words, I do not know exactly how you feel. I've never experienced this, but I want you to know I love you.
Yep.
And I am here to support you in any way I can.
That's what this
all you
Joe
have
guy
to
was
say.
saying to this person he'd
All you
never
have to-
met. He's just
Yes.
like, bro, you're loved. You're loved. I'm sending you my
yes,
love right
exactly.
now.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Just
Jen,
love people.
I've gotten to watch, over time, you've been in the room, and then eventually you have grown, and I mean, so the nurturer, the lover you are, that's you. I've seen that, but I've watched you now, your capacity, the growth. You're now on the stage. You're now spreading the word,
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
which your natural heart and what you are. It's going to be such an invitation. This message is going to go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my.
And
goal.
who
It's my
you are
want.
is going to be the invitation. It's going to open up so much and
Thank you.
impact so many people. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's going to be. I told you this yesterday, but it's going to be so fun watching George trail behind you with your bags.
And by the way, the illustrations in here are amazing. So I've got a
Oh,
question
he's
for
great.
you, and I'm not trying to downplay that you've got this out, but what's next?
Well, actually, book number 2 is already written.
Already
and
working.
It's
It's already
illustrated.
done.
It's done. It's
Wow.
done. I just really wanted to get this one
She does
out.
not mess around.
So that one, this is more of a story conversation between Jenny and her mother. The second book is a conversation between Jenny and her father really tells her how her mother died, which is by suicide.
Oh,
And so that one, there's a couple reasons why. Actually, that one was inspired because our daughter lost one of her best friends to suicide right at the beginning of COVID.
Oh wow!
wow.
And just to see as an adult, watch your child, watch her friends, watch that situation unfold, I was so aware of how much shame that the survivors of suicide we are left with, because we're
Yep.
the ones who have to say,
We're the ones that have to deal with it.
my mother died from suicide.
How did
Because
I
when
not see it? How did I
Yeah.
not help her?
Because when I'm telling you that, what I'm really doing is telling you my biggest secret, that I'm not enough. And so it's so hard to even just say those words. So for that one, I want to be able to have a parent talk to a child, just say, let's sit down and read this story. It talks about suicide. It's written like a Dr. Seuss, so again, it's a child will understand the words because it's written in a child form. But it's really good for a parent to be able to have a discussion. If you do not know
how do we have those discussions?
to
This is
have
great.
Yeah,
discussion
exactly.
with your kids, it's
It ends up being a
unfortunately, it's
non-discussion, right? It ends
right.
up being something everybody internalizes.
right, because we don't know what to say. Just get this book and
Yep.
sit down and read it, because we need
Perfect.
to talk about suicide as much as we need to talk to our children about don't take drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's
not.
That's just our life right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well,
happening too
and
much.
just to put a plug out there, if anybody out there struggling and you're feeling this, we'll make sure that we put on the website. But I know they have numbers and websites that suicide hotlines,
Absolutely.
places for you to reach out and to talk to people and to feel that love. And wow, what an amazing message!
Thank you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
So cool.
Super excited
Thank
for you.
you.
Proud of you.
So am I.
Amazing.
Thank you.
We'll maybe have to have you back on when you release
I
the
love
next
it.
one.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that we're not discussing or bringing up that you'd like, obviously, our viewers to know and as a little bit of our reach to know?
Gosh, that's a big question. Where do I even pin that down? When I sign any kind of card, or if I sign the book, and I think this is something that everyone universal going to a million Tony Robbins events, is that it's very common for us to not feel enough.
Right.
But for us to be able to change that story and start telling ourselves, you are loved.
That you are.
And you are enough. Boy, what a different life you could lead.
And I personally
if you
think
have
you're
that.
enough.
Thank you. I think you guys are enough too. And you are both
And yes,
loved.
my book is signed, and Jaden and Lindsay, this is for you guys. I'm bringing it.
Love it.
That's my
Love
son.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that message.
You bet. Well,
Thank you for being on. We really
holy cow,
appreciate it.
what a
Guys,
great
so
episode.
Grateful for both of you. Really.
I have some friends in podcasts. I'm gonna get you out there.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Okay.
I love it. You're
We're
the
going to
best.
get you on the circuit.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And you started with measly little us.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are the best. You're the best.
Thanks for
Well,
coming on. Thanks for spending your morning
Yeah,
with us.
thank you so much for coming on, and we love you,
Love you
and
guys.
and
Love you both.
love this message. And everybody out there, if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to Aaron or myself to get a contact for this, again, we'll try to put it inside this podcast when it comes out.
We'll tag Jennifer as well.
Yep.
So all of her contact will be able to reach right to her.
So we'll make sure you can get to her. All right, buddy. Well, I think what a great episode, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
She really did it up for us.
Yeah, she did. Look how good you make
She made
us
us look
look.
She made us look
Oh,
official,
you guys
Dean.
are
She made us look
good.
official.
I know,
You
man.
are. Gosh, look at this setup.
Next year, we want to be able to get a hold of her.
You're always in my inner circle. You know that.
Do do do.
My top
This
five.
number is no longer. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for checking us out on Beards on the Street. Spread the word. We want to build our audience, and if you have any comments or questions, we want to hear them, good, bad, or indifferent. We got pretty thick skin. We can handle it. And remember, if you know anybody that's going to buy or sell real estate, call us.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. All right.
Okay, guys.
so much.
Have a good one, man. Peace.